Hi, everyone, and welcome to Startup Stories, a podcast where we talk about innovators and entrepreneurs who are making a difference in the world. We are your hosts, Tushar and Tanika, and we are extremely excited to have Mr. Tarun and Ms. Aparna with us, the co-founders of Coto. Now, as we know, Coto is a Web3 platform that empowers women to create, connect, and collaborate. Coto is a community driven platform that leverages blockchain technology to enable women to own their ideas, identity, and value. Koto aims to foster a supportive and inclusive environment for women across various domains and industries to help them achieve their personal and professional goals. And welcome aboard, Tarun and Aparna. We're extremely happy to talk to you and dive deeper into the challenges that you face, the opportunities that you've had, and the vision behind Koto. And of course, we also would love to hear more about the future of the same. Now, before we go ahead, we know that you come from, you've been media industry veterans, and launching Koto, that must have been a journey in itself, starting, leaving your professional backgrounds and coming here after such a plethora of experience that you have and carrying such a, immense, how do I put it, experiences in different companies and fields and making them grow. So, the first question that we love to get into is, coming from corporate titans of the media industry, such as Times and Z5. What has your experience been working there, and what motivated you to start your journey at Koto?
Aparna.
For me, my journey started with that phone call Tarun made to me one Saturday afternoon saying, "Hey, there's something to discuss." I was already in my notice period at my earlier company, and when Tarun spoke to me about what he had in mind about a women only platform, a lot of what he said resonated with me. And after a corporate career of 20 years, right, when you want to do something new, when you're looking for newer avenues, when you're confused, when it's just post COVID, right, a lot of things were going on, and a lot of what he said, right, and, the vision he was building around what possibly this product could be was really something very exciting for me. I don't think I asked him even too many questions then. Yes, Tarun, I'm on board. Let's start. And then from that Saturday to the Monday of the fresh week, I think I was already with them having meetings.
Yeah, I think there comes a time in your life where you want to start doing something which is more meaningful and purposeful. Not to say that all my stints over the years weren't that. I think Star, Sony, Big FM, C5 were all companies that enriched my life, and through them, I got experiences to enrich the consumer's life on a daily basis, right? And because of the role I played in most of them, I think the amount of experience that you get on a daily basis about understanding users' needs, issues, challenges is also kind of incredible. What at the end of 20 years of being CEO, CXO, I realized that I wanted to do something which had long-lasting impact and would allow me to leave a legacy, right? And Koto was just that. Koto, which stands for Come Together, was an idea that came about after looking at what was the state of the internet in the way Web 2 and existed, the way certain amount of toxicity that had got into social media, which never allowed women to have a voice or to be able to talk about pertinent, relevant issues that were closer to their life and to their needs. And so, we wanted to build a platform that allowed a safe space, an exclusive space, a safe space that really they could call their own and could help them break stereotypes, right? We don't want every woman to be a lady, right? Which is such an old phenomena that has been, it's like almost a, imposter syndrome that has been foisted upon women over years and generations where they are stereotyped into being, a kind of woman that the society expects them to be. We eventually want a platform where women can be unladylike, where women can be themselves, where they don't have to worry about the stereotypes that the society expects them to be, and to be able to have the kind of conversations, discussions in communities which are both topic based as well as local, geographical, etc., where they are themselves, where they can say things that would be completely politically incorrect, but will come straight from their heart and are extremely authentic, real, relevant, and talk about all sorts of relationships, which is starting with themselves, but also with all the relationships that they go through on an ongoing basis with the world, right, from professional or personal, and the baggage that they create on them, right? So here's a place where you can let off your stream, let off your life, and be yourself, and eventually also becomes a place where as you grow, you participatively own as well as monetize for yourself. So that's really in a nutshell the purpose of why we came together to build what we're building. But I will leave Aparna to talk to you about more, the intricacies and the nitty gritties, because she, being the woman founder, really,
Yeah.
experienced both the trials and tribulations that women go through in our society on an ongoing basis, but also how Koto is solving for that on the platform and off the platform. So yeah.
Of course, I mean, right, Aparna, you've been, like you said, you were working for more than 25 years in the industry. So was it like something that you faced while you were working that was also your motivation and inspiration behind Koto, and some things that you wanted to change in the industry that you saw?
See, a lot of what we end up doing comes from our personal experiences, but
Yeah.
also from what we see around us, right? I mean, as a woman, I know I've made several compromises which possibly a man being a professional in my place wouldn't have done. I always had that entire thing of trying to be a super mom or a super woman, right? Always wanting to balance, be the best version for my family, being the best
Absolutely.
version at work, but never really as much bothering about what is it that really would make me happy or make me grow,
Yeah.
right? From those little personal experiences to really being a journalist in my in early part of my career helped me understand a lot about consumer, right? A lot about understanding really what is it that women would want, what are those things that that are those unmet needs. And as we launched the platform, as we grew our user base, as we expanded to multiple territories, those key insights that come from user behavior, right, or the user emotions we do. Why would a platform like this be relevant? What really are those conversations, right? What are those
Yeah.
type of conversations that the society does not allow for women to have on digital, right? Menstrual health, sexual wellness, right? Tarun was talking about this whole ladylike thing. As
Of
a young
course.
girl, as a woman across all cultures of the world, all girls are told sit properly, don't talk loudly, right?
Yeah.
Smile, right? Be the second one to ask, right?
Of
There
course.
are always those things that women are expected to conform with. Where do we have that opportunity to really be ourselves, to be the individuals who we are, right? And
Yeah.
therefore, the idea came of creating a platform, right? Creating a space, a safe space, judgment free space, right?
Yeah.
A space where you could reveal who you are, right? You could have your own username or even go anonymous and become part of discussion, right? And if you look at the platform today, the discussions are astounding, right?
True.
The things women share, their life experiences, how much they want to come out and help each other. See, women have this inherent need of networking beyond who they know.
Yeah.
Most women, what is their network like? Their close family, their friends, possibly their community.
Yeah.
Most of us don't get that opportunity. I mean, if you're a corporate person, then yes, you possibly get some networking opportunities. But if you've chosen to be a homemaker, or, if you're not in mainstream corporate, you really don't get those opportunities. Where do you really connect, right? So any conversation that adds meaning to your life, that has purpose, that where you can seek help or give help, right? Those really
Right.
are the conversations that are that are
Yeah,
taking
really
shape
a
here.
place where you can belong. And one of the things that we actually did differently on the platform than most other platforms is that your content creation journey, your participation
Hmm.
journey can also be a Q&A journey where it's not only just that you create content but you also ask questions, you answer people's questions, and all of that is underlined with AI, wherein we see that our ability to discover communities or collaborators who are experts or who understand subjects and topics. So we've extensively used both AI and blockchain to be able to get women an experience to find and collaborate people around topics, issues, discussions very, very
Of course.
easily. But that really is the core, is to be able to find answers for yourself through real people and real experiences that others are also going through.
Of course. And that sounds extremely interesting. And, like you guys have spoken about, Koto is entirely built on the idea of having a community of women coming together and, women having a great effect on each other, helping each other. So, the next question I'd really like to know is how do you foster a sense of, say, belonging and trust and collaboration for the women who are coming to your platform and building that community? And, what is like an ideal community space look like to you and your founders? Essentially, women are coming from various backgrounds here, right? And they're building community. So, what is the sense of trust that Koto can give to them? Or how is it that Koto can help them come together and be a community in themselves, a sense of belonging? Is what how is Koto helping do that? Yeah,
I think safety is a very key aspect, right?
yeah,
Right from onboarding, and Aparna can talk to you, but right from onboarding, we make sure that you do gender verification and yeah.
Yeah, so facial recognition, right? So as soon as you come to the platform, uh, you are onboarded only after facial recognition, right? And while it looks like a step that may actually cause user drop off, believe me, women users like it. We have so many
of
of
course,
them feedback saying it feels safe and secure to come to a place which I know is going to be all women, so that I can speak, I can be myself. I'm not judged here, right? Social media hasn't been kind to women,
of
right?
course,
Yeah, currently we are talking about everything from an actor's video, a deep
yeah,
fake
deep fake,
circulating on the internet, to trolling of women, right? To women, women getting harassed online. You have an
yeah,
opinion, and then you're more likely to be trolled, and you're more likely to be put down. So safety, the place offers me a safe environment as one of the first motivators, or one of the first encouragement points that women users have when they come to the platform.
yeah,
Now, what we've done is we've decentralized control of the communities.
Yeah.
So each community creator has the opportunity to be able to almost moderate their own communities, right? So right from the kind of content that they think is relevant in their community to you have the choice to even decide who can and can't join your community. We have four type of communities. They're open communities. They're open but on request communities. There are private communities and there are dark communities. And so you have a choice according to the topic or the nature of the community you're building. What is the
yeah,
kind of community you want to build, right? And once you've decided that that's the kind of community that is relevant to me, then you have the choice to be able to moderate and decentralize the entire community for yourself. So you can block a user, you can block a post or block a content. You have all those options as a community creator. You also have the option to bring in co-admins. So
yeah,
it's not about one to many, but it's about many to many. And one of the big features is that not one person, but a bunch of people run a community together. So
yeah.
there are co-admins, moderators, curators in a community who look after the well-being of the community and then have a lot of different engagement tools to be able to make sure that there is enough happening in the community for their members.
Understood.
So, Tarun,
And
I would just like to ask you, Tarun and Aparna, I would just like to ask, how do you, ensure that there is engagement that happens to the level that you are happy with, or are you happy with the level of engagement that is already happening? Because I'll tell you where I'm coming from. I had in my life earlier on, before I was part of Legal Pay, tried to start my own legal community startup, and we wanted to bring in users that were first generation lawyers to try and network together, help everybody build a network. I myself am a first generation lawyer. In fact, Tanika is also a first generation lawyer. So we needed a community that was larger than what my immediate law school friends were, or what my immediate like friends at work. My community was limited to just people that I came across, and nothing else beyond that. So the startup itself, I mean, the idea was great, but the engagement that we had was, it was not to the level of satisfaction that I would have wanted. And I don't know, I had a very big challenge to overcome as to how a community gets built, even with the initial idea that lawyers themselves are highly polarized or easily mobilized people. Together we are existing as a community, just like maybe women already are, maybe identify each other as a community in the real world. But to create a platform that actually engages with each other, how do you ensure that engagement is the to the level that you are happy with?
So one of the things we did, Tushar, was that we focused on interest graphs rather than collaborative engines. Okay, what happens with collaborative engines is that because I know you and you know Aparna, and Aparna knows someone else like Tanika, we our likes, dislikes, our ability to stay in the community and engage with the community are very high. Not right,
Yeah.
right? It's really about what you're interested in, what is Tanika interested in, what is Aparna interested in, what am I interested in. I'm more likely to engage in communities or topics or subjects which are of my liking rather than just because they have my friends in the same community. So for the first thing, we've now built the platform on a collaborative algorithm, right? Which is what the old Facebook kind of algorithm is, that your family, your friends, and so you're in this together.
Hmm.
Uh, this is all based on interest graphs. So right from the start, you starting the journey to your consumption patterns on the platform to all your engagement on the platform continuously keeps getting recorded, and every individual has a interest graph that gets created on the basis of all the categories and subcategories that they're engaged, which is where the advent of AI helps, where every single content that you engage with is already has metadata generated on what kind of subcategory, sentiment, geography, age, location, language it belongs to. So you are not just somebody's friend, but you are an individual of a certain age, of a certain location, of a certain language, of a certain category of subcategory of interest, and this is what you do on the platform. And that graph actually allows us to be able to purpose the right kind of community and content to you, which you're most likely to engage with, right? And that personal individual graphs that we create for everybody leads to much deeper and better engagement.
That is a
I'll add
very
something here, Tushar. I'll
yes.
add something here. We work with community creators to create what we call as that purpose document, right? Why is it? What is the reason behind you really creating a community, right? Why is it just not a follower base that you want or a subscriber base that you want, right? A community is a much more intimate setting. It is a place where like-minded, same interest individuals come together. What is it? What is the real purpose behind you creating a community? Why are you why are you creating it here? Who are you creating it for? Who is your target audience, right? What is it that this target audience really seeks? Why will they come to you in this community? And what will they do when they all come here, right? If
Yeah.
these questions are answered for every community, each community creator finds her own purpose. She brings them together, co-admins who also have the same purpose, and that purpose is what attracts community members to every community.
Could you also
So we
give
run
some
very
examples?
intense.
Could you also give some examples, Aparna? Like what are these communities are, for example?
So some of our top communities are on mental health,
Right.
on sexual wellness, on menstrual health, on how to start your own home business,
On
on relationships,
relationships.
on relationships, right? Everything from sibling relationships to dating to to marriage to divorce to legal. So communities are a range, right? Communities are everything, every topic that or a life stage that a woman goes through matters to her, right? All sorts of communities are there, and to each of these creators we have helped them, right? Most of them have worked with us as part of the spotlight program, the Coto spotlight program, where we work with community creators to help them really sharpen their purpose. Most of them come with some meaning, right? They want to do something, they want to turn sometimes their passion into a profession, right? Or they want to bring together women under a certain umbrella, but then giving them the direction to start that community, build it well, engage it well, retain members there, attract more members. We work with them through that entire life
So,
cycle.
so if I get this right, you reach out to people, like let's say, I mean, I actually tried joining the
Not all
platform.
the time. Not all the time. A lot
No.
of most of the community creators on the platform join the platform and build the community.
Yeah.
But we run programs to be able to educate them on how to better run a community. But not a few times we reach out to people who we think are interested to set up communities that could be more celebrity led or more key opinion leaders. But largely, most of the communities are set up by people who organically.
So I had actually tried to join the app. I couldn't. I
Yeah,
mean,
which
Nice.
is very
Which
good.
is good.
I couldn't. I like that idea. I suggested it to my mom. I think she would have joined it by now. But like someone, for example, and now she's a housewife, a homemaker, sorry, and someone like that is possibly your one of the users that you could possibly want.
Our age groups go from 15 up to 60, right? And it's a wide age range.
Yeah.
And we, like I told you, you are as an individual about age, location, language, interest, and so our ability to be able to recommend content and communities which are relevant to you is very important in being able to build engagement on the platform, right? Because the more we know about you, the more we can put in front of you content that you're most likely to engage with, the more we're going to see conversions on the platform.
Right, but what would you say that the engagement of such users, like for example, homemakers or the people that are, let's say, above 50, 45, 50 years old, their engagement and them engaging with certain other community leaders, is that one of the purpose, or empowering them to become community
Empowering
leaders?
them to be able to ask questions, get answers, do commerce, to be able to find a purpose in their life, and not stereotyping them as saying they're 50 plus or 40 plus. But
Right.
they're women who have their own interests and could do different things at different points in time in life. The problem is that we are all continuously stereotyping women. You do not call men as 50 plus and homemakers.
Yeah, maybe that is also correct. But would you also
And
empower
that is
them?
half the problem that we're trying to battle.
True, true.
Yes.
And
But
that's half the problem.
The labeling that goes around by men to women is really hard. And all of us are guilty, Tushar, you, me, all men are guilty about continuously
it,
labeling
it
women.
happens so deeply,
Naturally to us
subconsciously,
because
and
Yeah.
yeah,
that's
I
how we've been brought up and almost scarred for life. Yeah.
no, that is true. That is true
Oh,
because yeah, I wouldn't refer to someone else that way. Also, my mom, I mean, for her to find
You
a
have the
community is
deepest respect and love for her,
yes.
but you call her as a homemaker and a housewife who's sitting at home.
Yeah, no, so I would love for her to find a community, for example, and for her to be empowered through a platform where she finds a larger network. So,
But why wouldn't you call her as a woman who's interested in food or is interested in fitness or is interested in craft or is
yes,
interested in
yes,
painting? Why would you call her a housewife at home?
right. No, no, no.
And let
You're
me
very
add
right.
something here, right, Tushar, and it's not to labor the point, but as women, we're always stuck in some sort of label, right?
label.
We grew up as a daughter to someone, we got married and then became a wife to
Why?
someone, and then a mother to someone, right? And our entire world is around these relationships we have built. Very I mean, very few women have actually got the chance to be themselves, right? And this entire endeavor is to allow women to be themselves, be the individual they are, right? I am this, I don't want to be labeled as
So she's not
this
your
so
mother.
and so.
She's a woman with different kind of interests, which is what I was trying to explain to you before, right? That we work very hard to define the interest graph for a woman, right? We're not defining her as Tanika's friend or as Aparna's friend. We're defining her
Yeah.
as an individual who could be interested in various subjects and topics, and then give her discovery of those subjects and topics. So as you onboard on the platform, Tushar, we will ask you for your interest. There are about 50, 80 interests that you can actually select from as you're onboarding on the platform.
Understood.
And do you also have anything beyond the online space where people can maybe meet
We
and
do a lot of IRL events with women where they come together in geographies, local areas, and come together to to be able to discuss topics, make friends, network, and even finally now in Hyderabad we're going to be launching our first set of entrepreneurial effort where women can come and actually do commerce, offline as well as online on the platform.
yeah, so I mean, Tarun and Aparna, this is naturally still a business, and I would say personally, like that offline space engagement would possibly be like the highest level of engagement with the brand, with
Nature.
the user base that is there. So I'm guessing that is where would you want to take the brand, or what is the
I think
direction?
the brand, the ability to reach out deep and wide will always be online. It's much
Yes.
easier, right? But we encourage local communities to be able to find their own space in the real world and to be able to connect and do different stuff. So we run a whole city community program where we encourage women in cities to come together, build city communities, and then network with each other, support and help each other, and also find entrepreneurial avenues for each other. But that's the city community platform. But on a holistic basis, I would always admit that this is going to be more of online first program where we want to get women from Africa right up to Australia, right up to Japan, making communities and topics and subjects and having these conversations.
Sure.
Understood. So, Tarun and Aparna, one question that came out on top of my head is how do you ensure that the members who enroll with you, right, who are engaging or who are installing your apps, are also, loyal to the customer base of Koto or are engaged extremely? Does Koto also do something on the online platform, or is it just the community leaders who are heading it? Or as Koto, as your team, you keep some sort of engagement tools with them, or is it something that you keep, bringing up to the? Is there like a quiz or like online sort of engagement platform, activity that you guys hold just from Koto's behalf also? That keeps the members also engaged and also help spread the word across more community and members.
So we have a very strong referral program that is run by
Okay,
Coto, which is the Coto Games program, where
understood.
women can earn referral points for bringing in other members. These referral points are eventually going to be tokens, which are going to get listed and will have liquidation ability, but also will be able to use these tokens to in the marketplace to be able to buy commerce, as well as for, on the creative side to be able to use them for utilities like setting up your own shop, setting up your own services on the platform. So there's a whole circular economy that we've created around the Kodo Games program, which is the really the engagement referral program that we run on our behalf for
Yeah,
communities across the board.
understood.
Can you,
So
Tarun,
yeah.
can you just expand on the marketplace and the services that you're talking about, the economy that has been created? How does that work?
So really, there are two types of commerce opportunities on the platform. One is service commerce, the other is product commerce. So on the service commerce side, it's really about you being able to do services right from starting from being able to sell consultancy services, being able to sell your time on the platform, or being able to do courses for users. So there's a whole host of services that you could sell virtually as well as physically through the
Yeah.
platform. That's one side. The other side is product commerce. Product commerce is really built around limited edition commerce. So think of it like women who do limited edition stuff, whether it's wedding dresses, whether it's jewelry, whether it is home lifestyle products, so on and so forth. So it's a limited edition commerce platform where women are able to list their products within the community as well as within the marketplace, which is across communities on the platform, and also to be able to use content to be able to create commerce for themselves. They have a singular gateway to pay, and we also have plugins from delivery platform who are able to then help them do the end-to-end fulfillment of some of the stuff that they're selling on the platform.
So, but I have a follow-up thought to this. Why would, like if I have a listed brand, for example, somewhere online on Amazon, why
Amazon.
would I be incentivized as a community member or a member of Koto to use that platform to make
It's
any?
just that you get another set of audience in a far more focused manner. So, if suppose you're selling menstrual health products, and you're what better place than to be able to list it in a menstrual health community where women are looking for products like that.
Of course. Okay.
Understood. So essentially, you're not just, it's just not helping women and talk about, topics, but it's also helping them motivate their business
Monetize their
also.
effort.
Yeah, so it's professionally also a marketplace as well as a place that they can be themselves. So that's, amazing, more than amazing, actually, I'd say, because two of these things you don't get at one place in the given world. And you talk about how Koto is extremely integrated with technology. So just wanted to understand how is it that Koto is building on this technology? So do you use any sort of specific tools or platforms to manage your community as well, or do you focus more, on the human aspects of people coming and making the community? And how is technology being
So we,
extremely important in this?
we built all the tools on the platform. We've built all the moderation tools on the platform. We've built all the onboarding tools. We're building all the engagement tools, the whole Q&A tool. We're building another tool called Talk Out, which is like chat rooms for women to have conversations. All of this, all our technology is built in-house. Use large language models from OpenAI, and we use the level 2 blockchain from Polygon.
Understood. And Aparna, I was also reading one of your interviews where you were talking about, say, technology being something that you've always worked around. Technology is something that you are extremely one interested and you see the future with it. So was it also something that inspired you, and that is how you also integrated it into Koto largely, and building this app and tools all for women in this, while it's also technology driven, considering also, women come from very different backgrounds, right? And various educational backgrounds to various sorts of hindrances that a woman can also have considering using technology. So how is it that you're making it user friendly, one, and easy to understand for your users also, for different sort of women from various backgrounds to, be able to use it, be able to be very handy with it? Is it also very language friendly and, easy to use? So just wanted to understand that aspect as well from you.
So a simple user interface, right, and easy features that women can quickly adopt. So whether then it's the global plus on the app through which you can start your content creation journey, just a single tap through which you can join a community, become a part of it, start your discussion, or whether it's being easily able to report, right,
Yeah.
or just tune your feed to find what's interesting. Keeping user at the center of it, right, is
Yeah.
really what works for any product. And given all our experience in building technology products, all four of us as founders have
Yeah.
very strong experience working in in somewhere related to technology. I come from contact. Tarun has been, Tarun was the CEO of
See
Z5.
you.
Rajneel with Woot. So many of us, we worked with an e-commerce platform. So all of us, given the backgrounds, understand the consumer needs and the need for a very simple product, right? Secondly, a lot of data goes into culling consumer insights, right?
Right.
What can make consumer journeys easy? What can make community joining easy, interactions easy, engagement easy? So that's something that we all sit with. at any point in time, one tab on our laptop is always going to be live data to see really what is happening on
Yeah.
the platform. Right? So, consumer insights plus data on platform, off platform, looking at trends, looking at consumer behavior, a lot of consumer immersion with consumers across, whether it's age group, demographies, geographies. We continually do that to understand the consumer better.
Aparna,
Understood.
how do you generate consumer insights? I think it's a very big question mark always. What is consumer insights for especially a platform or like platform based brand?
I think it's a combination of we do a lot of first-hand work with data on an ongoing basis. So if you like launching service commerce now, we do in-depth interviews with them to be able to talk to them. But also before we enter any market, we do like Saudi or Egypt or India, we do extensive research with women across different age groups around their habits on the internet,
Right.
what they're feeling, what are their real issues, and what could be solved, and then build models of user insights on top of it. So yes, we've done enough of primary research, but also now because we have so many women on communities, over 6,000 communities on the platform, we also get a lot of secondary data insights from the platform. And we have a community of community owners, which we continuously engage with, whether they're city communities, whether they're community owners across topic-based communities who we talk to on an ongoing before we plan a feature, before we plan any product intervention, and understand from them what they're doing, what their pain point is, and how we solve it. We also do usability tests after
Site
after we built any feature before we release it, and we have another framework we call the site framework, which we run after we've done from product to design before we actually start development to be able to take feedback on whether this feature impacts you negatively or positively, and what's the psych behind it. So there are different gates and different variables around different points of intervention of research.
That is very, very comprehensive. I think, this is clearly like a consumer insights, tech focused, regular experimentation with features and different things that can be brought into the tech play. Is that the whole growth strategy to keep
Correct.
on,
Product-led growth is our
yeah,
key.
product led growth? All right.
Understood. For any entrepreneur and any new innovator that's starting a business, one thing that's always on top of our minds is how do you monetize a business? How do you generate a community, like for you guys, a community-focused brand to be making a revenue also as well as giving benefits? So, we've been talking about all the benefits that the women are getting out of, Coto, and how you guys are helping women out there as a community. But from a business model, we'd also like to understand how is it that Koto is generating and making revenue and being able to, balance the needs of your members as well as, the stakeholders involved.
So, there are two obvious streams of revenue. One is commerce, the other is brands and advertising. But we're focusing on commerce going in, and within commerce, it's service commerce and product commerce. Where the way we make money is through listing as well as through checkout. So the more you list and the more you check out, the more you make. At
Understood.
one between communities, and in the other will be brand partnerships as well as advertising, focus brand partnerships around topics, around issues within communities. That's the second stage. But the first stage is largely around product and service.
Yeah. So I think just one question that I am very, very intrigued to know, as somebody who's very interested in this, also we're all looking forward to hearing this from you, is what are the challenges that any entrepreneur like you guys had faced while starting Koto? Like this is something that has always intrigued me because it's usually the challenges that holds us back from starting something. What
I
will
think,
be the
I
challenges?
think the first challenge is your courage of your conviction. Are you convinced about what you're doing, and are you fully into it or not? Right? If you're diffident, then the product will be diffident, and then it won't work out. So I think you've got to be fully into it, all hands on the deck, and then you've got to live to learn and learn to live. So you should be able to pivot. You should be able to understand user insights, and to be able to then transform your product around some of the key nuggets that you keep discovering as you go along.
Okay, understood. Um, Tushar, anything that you'd love to ask Aparna and Tarun?
No, I think we can stop here. The conversation has been really insightful. Thank you, Tarun and Aparna, for your time.